just read an Instagram post from someone who is in the medical field studying to be a mental health professional. I'm not sure exactly what route. And she suffers from OCD and PTSD and talks openly about her experience and her healing journey. And she just shared her own experience for today that I can really relate to. The thoughts of the mind, and especially an OCD type mind with obsessive thoughts of fear and worry, and how she was choosing to rest today instead of tackle her to-do list, and how there's so much shame and fear that comes up about our worth and what's going to happen in the future if we don't show up right now, and this sensation that our world will fall apart if we take a break. And I'm feeling a little sad this morning myself, scared, wanting to be more compassionate with myself. And something that really stood out in her post was that she said she was reaching out to a close friend about this process instead of her typical behaviors around beating herself up further, isolating, binge eating, which any of those things can be different for the individual, but some toxic behavior in response to the uncomfortable feelings that she was facing. And instead she was reaching out to a friend. And before I saw this video, I was journaling about loneliness. And she wrote that shame and fear cannot coexist with connection and a sense of belonging. That really felt powerful. And it makes me afraid. Or not afraid, but it makes me feel sad because it's something I've struggled with for a really long time, reaching out when I need help and having someone that I do reach out to being receptive and being able to hold me and be available for me in that moment, and the intellectual mind that I possess, and who I am, the personality that I have in this moment, feels guilt and shame for wanting someone else to be there for me when it's understandable that they may not be able to, and there's never going to be one person that is always available, because I've tried to fill that role for so many people, and it's not healthy to always be available for everyone. And that's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting someone that I can count on to always be there when I need them, and always be able to hold me and guide me back to safety. To belonging, to not being alone, to not being afraid, to not feeling like the world is ending. And I mean, esoterically, I'm sure the answer is that I have to be that person for myself. But I also know that as human beings, we are wired for connection, and we need other people. And it's okay to need other people. And there's a lot of stigma and confusion around the way in which we relate to other people and what's healthy and what's not. But I do know in my heart, and with the knowledge scientifically and more academically, that we are wired for connection, and there's nothing wrong with you for wanting that or for needing that. It's actually more healthy to be aware of that and to not suppress that need. but I also have to be able to hold rejection without it making me feel less valid. If I reach out to someone who can't be there for me in the moment, I have to be able to withstand that and not make things worse for me, and to feel like I have no one, because those drastic, catastrophic type thoughts are much more likely to occur in those moments, because that's the state of mind that I'm in and what I'm looking for relief from. Maybe this is my way. It's been working so far. I'm just able to express myself and post it, and if someone sees that resonates, then I can be met, and at least I'm putting myself out there and reaching out without imposing on anyone or having to face that rejection. But I think that there's something there that I'm holding myself back and limiting myself by not even reaching out, because I'm afraid of that rejection. I can't hold that rejection. But I just really want to feel surrounded by a community of people that I connect to, that I feel seen and held by each individual that I am around. And I know that doesn't seem likely in this day and age, but fundamentally we are all connected, and we all have similarities if we are willing to look for them. And even if we don't see them in that moment or know them well enough to categorize where we are the same, it's true. It's a fact that there is connection between me and whoever is around me, and I want to be able to see that more readily and to feel that more readily, and to be brave enough to connect and to feel love for the people that are around me, and not judged and afraid and like I have to hide from them because they don't understand me. And because I don't understand them. But I want more of a sense of community. Been watching Gilmore Girls a lot lately, and if anyone's ever watched, the town that they live in is what I want to feel like. They're all quirky, and they all have their imperfections, and they are all seemingly in ownership of who they are and accepted by everyone in the community for who they are, and known. They're a family. They know who each other are. They say hello. They share time, space, moments. There's a sense of community, and we're so lacking that. And I want that, but I don't know how. I know I can't make it happen in this larger perspective that I'm seeking, and what people have been doing is creating their own smaller communities of like-minded individuals. But I want more than that. I don't want to just make it us versus them. I want it to always just be us. Space for people to be together, to love each other, and for people that want that to come together without it having to lead to obligations and like there's a part of me that is afraid of having too many people in my life, because then I I'm going to be bombarded with invitations or bids for connection, and I'm going to have to say no, and that's really hard for me. But what I want is like a community that you just, yeah, I guess it's not really sorted out exactly in the way that I feel like would be the best for me. But in a utopian world, I would be able to show up to a specific central location, and depending on the time of day in that specific moment, someone else would be there or a group of people would be there and would be able to be together and comfort each other and then go freely. But that place was always there, and whoever was there would be free choice. You're not expecting any specific person to be there, but the people that are there in that moment are there for a reason, and symbiotically caring for one another in this community.